Just like you would click on a video because of a great thumbnail, I clicked on the latest Game Informer issue because of this great cover. Their Super Mario Bros. Wonder cover story features a hands-on preview and interviews with Mario series producer Takashi Tezuka and Super Mario Bros. Wonder director Shiro Mori. The two talk about their approach leading development on the first new 2D side-scrolling Mario title in over half a decade. Mr. Tezuka mentions wanting to go above and beyond to outdo the previous game in the series. And of course he does. Exceeding what came before is the goal of every video game that's not a standalone entity. But the challenge of outdoing what came before is very difficult when what came before is of exceptional quality. Say what you want about the style and direction of the last game, New Super Mario Bros. U, but there's no denying it's a top-class 3D platformer. The team talks about their strategy to outdo the previous game, and that's by developing very rich content. For their approach, they took inspiration from what the original Super Mario Bros. Game was able to accomplish, the game that started it all. This quote from Shiro Mori is really what made me understand Super Mario Bros. Wonder is not just the next 2D Mario game, it's an attempt at something bigger. I believe that the first Super Mario Bros. Game was really a game filled with secrets and mysteries, Mori says. For example, if you get a mushroom, your body becomes big. And there are also pipes that initially seem to be just obstacles, when in turn, you can actually go into it and access an underground area. It's really filled with secrets and mysteries. These were novel concepts, new experiences at the time of Super Mario Bros. Release. And after this interview, it's clear that with Super Mario Bros. Wonder, they are trying to create a similarly impactful experience for the modern day player. Mori noticed that, over the years, the way Mario games implemented secrets had become standardized. In today's day and age, it's no longer surprising that ducking down into a warp pipe can bring you down to a secret underground area, or that climbing a vine brings you to a secret zone above the stage. His challenge was to break convention and to create new versions of that experience. The goal of his team was to evolve 2D side-scrolling games and set a new standard. Yeah, light work. To do this, the team believed their answer is in Wonder, the game's namesake, the reality warping effects that were put on display so vividly in the reveal trailer. Up until now, Mario courses have mostly been self-contained, most of them uniform, showcasing one or two ideas and challenging the player to utilize them to clear the stage. Compare this to the stages in Wonder, which changed their entire concept on a whim. This is the type of thing that puts the sense of mystery Mori mentioned at an all-time high. Looking at it this way, it really does seem like Wonder is the answer. Their path to successfully outdoing what came before. Mori mentions the team in early development was playing around with the idea of an item that could warp Mario to a new location. Mr. Tezuka saw the potential of this idea right away, but he had a loftier goal for it. He called out, instead of just trying to transform one small part of the course, why not just go for the entire course? And this is where the idea of Wonder was born. For every stage to have Wonder Flowers that completely change the challenge that's on hand. Not only are the Wonder effects desirable from a gameplay and level design perspective, they're also a treat for the senses, an added bonus that allows for visual effects and distortions that simply wouldn't be possible in other Mario titles. This was their ticket. The team took the Wonder idea and ran with it. From this point on, the development team was challenged to get as wild as possible with Wonder ideas. Taken into special consideration were ideas from many of the younger developers, those less afraid to go against established conventions in the genre. When the team felt they had their ideas, they narrowed the list down to only the best ones, which would make the cut for the final game. And here's the kicker. There was no deadline on the project, something atypical for any video game's development. This is where we were for 11 years, with obvious asides for the deluxe re-releases and the 2 Maker games. This process has led to a 2D side-scrolling Mario that so far has done nothing but impress, and I can't wait to see more of the wonder effects, in particular those from the younger developers that Mori was so quick to praise. You have to think that Wonder's other more unconventional ideas, things like the badge system and levels with divergent paths, also stemmed from them. Mori even commented on boss battles getting a new coat of paint by way of the game's wonder effects. He was very tight-lipped about this in the interview, but he mentioned to expect a lot of wonder-induced attacks. Of course, this doesn't tell us much, but if the wonder effects in boss fights are anything like what we've seen in the stages, we might be seeing the next evolution in 2D Mario boss fights as well. There's no reason to think otherwise. Another interesting nugget from the interview was Mr. Tezuka's comments on the game's difficulty. He mentions having 100% completed every Mario game that he's ever worked on, but in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, he wasn't able to collect the final badge. He gave up. It was too hard to complete by regular means. Knowing this, could we lean toward the assumption that the late game challenges in Super Mario Bros. Wonder will be some of the hardest the series has ever seen? Judging by the accounts of Mr. Tezuka's experience, I think we can. Some of Wonder's customization aspects, like the badge system, will greatly affect difficulty too. The team even mentions how a handful of badges will serve as a sort of handicap for experienced players, when equipped, leading to a greater sense of challenge within each level. Take the invisibility badge, for example. I'm not sure why someone would want to play through a stage unable to see their own character, but I'm sure many people will. After hearing some perspective from the Super Mario Bros. Wonder development team, I'm more excited than ever to uncover the secrets and mysteries they worked so hard to provide. It's clear Super Mario Bros. Wonder is more important than we all thought. It's the return of 2D Mario, sure, but it's also an attempt to emulate the secrets and mysteries that the original Super Mario Bros. Game introduced decades ago. Video games are an established medium now, and there are many experienced players thinking they already know what to expect. So isn't it just a little bit ironic that for this game to have a similar impact, it's going to be all about the wonder? It won't be long now until we can finally experience Super Mario Bros. Wonder in its entirety. If you're as excited as I am, then consider subscribing for more Nintendo content to pass the time as we eagerly await October 20th. And if you want to hear my full thoughts after playing Super Mario Bros. Wonder for myself at Nintendo Live 2023, then check out this video right here, detailing the 45 minutes I spent with the game ahead of release. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.